hello to another episode of She Sells Weed. We get into it, I want to thank our sponsors, the Pocket Dispensary and the Delta Boys Dispensary. So make sure you check those dispensaries out. They're the two best in Sacramento County.
That's right. That's right. They are.
And Delta Boys is the only consumption lounge in Sacramento County.
That's right.
So if you guys don't know me, I am Mindy Galloway, a.k.a. Mindo Indo, if you want to follow me on socials. And, of course, I got Jax with me.
What's up, everybody?
And today I am so excited to have... Deanna is one of my best friends. This is Deanna Garcia. And
Hi,
Deanna
everyone.
is one of my best friends. She's also one of my mentors. I've learned so much from Deanna over the years. I think we've known each other about 9-10 years, and not just like oh yeah, we know each other, we see each other around. Like at least once a week I probably talk to Deanna and we do something together. So it's been a really fun, amazing ride, and I can't wait for everybody else out there in the world to learn from Deanna like I have. But from anything in cannabis to now we have Charles with us right here.
Yeah, he's going to be our silent guest.
He's from
So if you're listening,
Technology.
Yeah. And
if you're listening, you might not hear him.
and so we got some conversations. Deanna's going to have an AI robot. So she started a brand called HomeBot Life. And so that is where you can find more information, Instagrams, websites, all the different social handles for HomeBot Life. So make sure you go check that out. So thank you, Deanna, for being with us on the podcast
thank you.
today.
Oh, thank you both for having me and Charles along today.
We're very excited.
Yeah. For those of you that are just listening, we have a cutout version. We don't have the actual robot yet. So when we
Sometime in late 2026.
we'll have Deanna back on with actual Charles.
We should do a follow-up, like a little 15-minute follow-up with Charles and her.
Yes, he's going to be my brand ambassador also when I start my pre-roll brand.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
You got to
cool.
have that marketing for
Yes.
the pre-roll brand for sure.
It'll be crazy.
Charles
Smoke
is
my weed.
buy my weed.
These are hand rolls.
Try to get that
Man,
DCC.
do you-
He's not a cartoon.
Yeah.
He's an actual robot.
Do you think he could roll joints?
Yes, I believe that his fingers.
Have the dexterity for it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
look at those.
You're just going to be yelling in your house like, Charles, throw me a joint. Like people do with Alexa where they're like, Alexa.
Well, Charles is going to be 5 foot, 6 inches tall, and he can run 4 hours at a time on his batteries. He can also switch out his batteries when he starts getting low.
Okay.
So
Wow.
the humanoid robot I have ordered comes in late 2026, and I've ordered 5 batteries for him. So that way
He will never run out of
we can
juice.
party hard.
How many joints can he roll an
We're
hour?
gonna have to.
Who's he made by?
1X Technologies. They are now in Hayward, California, but they
Okay.
started out in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
And then they came here to our beautiful Silicon Valley, and East Palo Alto is where the headquarters is, where he's actually being built at this time.
Wow. That is
Yeah, and
crazy.
so right, you had to have a research institute in order to purchase the robot
I did,
itself.
yeah. The first time I went to sign up for my humanoid robot, I was denied. And then the second time I went to sign up for him, I realized that there was a drop-down menu, and you have to be one of, like, a manufacturer of, like, a car institute. You know, like, you have to maybe be a university or something. So the very last one was research and development. And I was like, I have one of those institutes.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I became HomeBot Life,
Yeah.
Research and Development. I'm an institute located in Sacramento County, and it's where humans and humanoids can do social interaction.
Very cool. Wow. So from cannabis to robots, huh?
Yeah, no, not just robots, robots.
Humanoids. Okay, okay.
'Cause
So-
I have the Roomba. That's also considered a robot.
Okay.
But this is a whole new step, right? This
Yeah.
is
So it's more than a robot.
it's more than a robot.
I see.
Yeah.
He's going to be my right hand man.
Yeah,
He
I
can
think
lift
that they're-
65 pounds at a time all day. It'll run his battery down a little bit, but 3.5 hours instead of 4.
Oh, he's doing some hard labor.
He's a workhorse. He's a workhorse. We are going to be at all dispensaries, setting up our booth, telling people why they should buy our brand because Charles picks.
I am just so tripped out by this. Like, you have no idea. Like, I am literally like beside myself with this idea. Like, I can't, I don't know. It's like so bizarre to live in a reality where we're talking about, humanoids helping sell your brand.
Like in this decade, right?
What
like
a
they're gonna
crazy
be
trip.
Like the 2020s as the turn of this whole new way that the world is going to work. And like, it's so interesting. And even from, I think, a marketing perspective, because I have seen a couple different brands, right? Like Midzotics has like this large cat that they bring to different dispensaries. And it's such like a draw because it's not something that you see every day. And whether people are afraid or they're excited, like it's going to be new to them. And so it's going to be a very interesting thing to interact with. And so I love that you said that there's a social aspect of it because it's bringing the people and the humanoid robots together.
Yes, that's what my institute's all about. It's all about making people feel comfortable around humanoids. We all grew up in the age of like Terminator and like all these bad robots, right? But we got to remember our childhood where we had like Rosie from the Jetsons and like the Big Green Giant or the Metal Giant. Disney gave us a lot of good robots.
That's
also.
True.
There was
true.
Wally. There were some cute robots along the way, but mostly if you're like in our era between 40 and 60, you've been programmed by Hollywood to run from the humanoids. But my humanoid is going to be so kind and so funny that everyone's just going to flock to him and want one for themselves.
Do you program it that way, or is it like an algorithm that kind of learns that that's how you want it to be?
Both.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So he'll be autonomous. When his little light circles are on his ears, that means that there's somebody back in Hayward who has a headset on who's teaching him what you want him to learn. And other than that, he can watch television. So what I've done in my institute is I've set up 2 couches with 2 TVs because I've ordered 2 of them.
Yeah.
And one will be learning like household chores. The other one will be learning like business, finance, and just kind of rotate them so that way they're both getting knowledge 24 hours a day while I sleep by watching television, maybe YouTube, maybe the internet. They can surf the internet themselves with their own connections.
Wow.
5G network.
Yeah. Wow.
So they're self-improving. They're autonomous. And when you try to teach them a skill that they don't know, you can have them telecommunicated with somebody back at the headquarters wearing a headset, going through the motions. They pick up very fast. The autonomy kicks in rapidly.
Wow. That is crazy. I am just like, that is crazy.
I can't wait for every senior citizen to have one at home. If they are home alone and happen to get hurt or something, they can call 911. They can unlock the door for the paramedics. They can give them a list of medications. They can make sure all the medications go with them. They could call their family member and say, hey, this is where your loved one's headed off to.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think there's a certain aspect that, on one side, it is really sad that there are many people that are alone. And I think as humans, we're not meant to be alone.
I don't think so
we
either.
are
Yeah.
social creatures.
Pack animals.
Yeah, and it's super important to have either a lot of people get pets in that way too, but even if you get a dog, you have to take care of the dog, you have to clean up after the dog, like that can be
but
very
with your
difficult.
humanoid, they're going to take care of you.
That can be
that's
very
the
difficult for an
difference.
elderly person to like take care of an animal and things like that. So that is a very interesting way to look at it. Do you get a lot of when you tell people about it, do you get a lot of like pushback on like fear?
No, I get a lot of interest, especially like when you're explaining to people all the good things they can do. Like teachers spend an enormous amount of time grading papers or maybe helping one student to get caught up or something, where the humanoid will be able to take care of that light work, right? There's so many different aspects of people's day-to-day jobs or lives that are what we call busy work, that the humanoid can take care of for them so they can live a better quality of life. It's kind of like cannabis, right? You use cannabis to relieve yourself of symptoms so you can have a better quality of life.
Yeah.
Well, you get a humanoid in your life to take care of the busy work so you can have a better quality of life. You can spend more time with your family. You can spend more time doing the things that actually need that human touch.
Yeah. Well, that's true. It's very true. I'm going to pivot off of what you said about cannabis. So you really started in cannabis how long ago?
1996 when Prop 215 was passed.
Wow.
That's my story. I'll stick it to it.
Deanna is by the book. She did nothing wrong in her whole life. Never broke no law.
Yeah.
No. I waited for all the laws to be passed.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your backstory. So where did you like grow up and how was your life as a younger person and just a little bit about who you are outside of your work in cannabis?
I think I lived a fabulous life. I grew up in Elk Grove, California, just right down the street here from Delta Boys in Sacramento County before they incorporated, in the early 70s. And I think it was fabulous. Like nobody locked their doors, and it was like
safe.
2 stoplights in the whole town, and people rode their horses to the grocery store and tied them up out there. So,
Wow.
I think I lived a really good life.
It's kind of like seeing like the Delta Boys and the vibe of the city kind of brings you back to that slower paced life.
Yeah, so you grew up in Elk Grove, obviously went to high school and everything there. And
Elk Grove High. Started selling my first weed there.
Never
Rancho Marietta kids had money.
never got caught up with it as far as criminally or anything.
No.
Wow, you've been safe
God.
the whole time. That is a thank God for
thank
sure.
God. No, I was very thankful. I never had any type of criminal record my whole life, 51 years, and
wow.
Stayed out of trouble.
That's right. That's right. So you said you got into weed Prop 215 era, really. Where did you start when you got into it?
My garage.
Oh, okay.
I started just with a couple plants. We had gotten some weed and it had seeds in it. And so we started growing our own.
Yeah.
And then, just learning about genetics. At that time, like, you could get books called, like, The Bible of Weed and Dr. Ed's Bible of Weed.
That's right.
And we would go to Oakland to Telegraph.
Yeah.
And we would buy clones and, buy those little books and come home and do what we could do. Yeah, try to figure it out. And then next thing you know, here comes 2015, the city of Sacramento says if you're a farmer, you can register.
Yeah.
And so I went to the city council meeting, and I was like, I'm a farmer. I want to register. And they're like, what's your address? And I was like, I live in the county. And they're like, go get you a commercial spot, this kind of zoning in our city limits, and we'll welcome you.
Okay.
And so...
how hard was that process when you started going from... not really looking at it from a business perspective, just kind of doing a home grow to like, oh shit, like now I have to get a commercial space and do this on a bigger level?
Well, I'm a realtor, so getting the commercial space was like simple, easy. You know, I found a guy on Craigslist who had a building for sale, did owner financing with him.
Oh, nice.
Did hard money loan for the rest, closed it within like a week. Cleaned it all out, took everything out of the garage and threw it in there and started giving a bunch of tours.
You start with the building, so get yourself a good realtor.
realtor.
Get yourself a good realtor. You need that building. It got to meet all requirements, all setbacks.
Yeah. Wow. So was that like a large grow that you started, or was it like 1,000 square feet or something like that, or?
The building itself was only 3,000 square feet.
Okay.
We had 2 veg rooms. We had a mother room, a clone room, and a drying room, a little office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and did you mostly work with a lot of the local dispensaries to like work with that, or did you do more of the like medical collective work directly with like patients?
No, I was already taking my excess cannabis to a couple good dispensaries in town, and so I continued that. But the funny thing is, I only got 1 crop out of that commercial building.
Oh, really?
And I already had a buyer for it. So I was giving a lot of tours and doing like a lot of speech, because at that time DCC was just coming out. They were the BCC back then, and a lot of different things to attend. Talking about regulations that were coming up. Prop 64 was just passing at that time, and I met this man out of Oakland who wanted to buy my grow facility, so I sold it to him and took that money and just. Proposition 64 started really coming into effect with like the smaller cities first, right? Like Dixon, Riverbank, Davis, just small population cities.
Yeah.
And so we started putting in our applications. My team member, Kimberly Cargile, fabulous, a therapeutic alternative. Got to shout them out. They're my mothership.
Yeah, we've had her on the show as well. She was our first episode.
Yeah, she's my first, your first.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. So, fabulous woman, great business person. She's my mentor, one of my best friends. And just told her, look, we got all this money. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah.
We're going to open up stores. And so we were successful. I think we've opened up 9 stores, retails.
Okay.
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
And
it was great because the price per pound fluctuates. So at the time that you sold that grow, the price per pound was a lot, because you never know.
It was still up there.
It was way up there.
What would happen? And then after, I think 2018, 2019 is when the prices got almost cut in half from what they were previously. It was something that no one expected, and it was just because of surplus. There was too many licenses, too much weed. But retail was the bottleneck. Like, you needed the retail, and then at that time, it's still like this, where a lot of licenses is you can get as many in the city, as you can get the space for. But for retail, they're always capped.
Yeah.
And so how is that, getting those first retail licenses? How was that process with those smaller cities?
Thank God Kimberly is a genius at what she does. So we just started giving tours. Tours is the thing. You want to do anything, you start giving tours. Start educating people. So we were just educating every city council member we could find, every city attorney, manager we could find, leagues of city, just like educating everyone how the businesses ran, what our customers look like, what our inside of our stores look like, what our packaging looked like, just everything. They knew nothing. It was the devil's lettuce at that time still.
Yeah, so it probably expedited the actual policy work, because when people are too afraid to even have it in their city, they're just going to kind of push it to the side. Exactly. And be like, oh, we'll see what this person does, or we'll see what this person does. But the fact that they were educated on these things, I'm assuming most likely really pushed the policy forward and had them open up, because some of these little cities were open up. Well, Sacramento had established ones, but before they created more. But some of the smaller ones happened before some of the bigger cities.
That's how it was. The smaller population people were easier to educate. The larger city population, the city council members just had so much on their plate, so much going on.
It was just like one more extra thing that
the smaller cities, they were interested in tax revenue.
Yep.
And that's what we brought them, right? We brought them community benefits. We brought them development agreements. We brought them shitload of money.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it worked in our little town, because we're a really tiny little town in Isleton, and they were just like, oh, you want to open a dispensary here? Sure. What can you teach us how to do it? Because we don't know how to do it, like, and we'll let you have it, you know?
Yeah,
so
education.
Yeah, I've always said that the smaller cities, some of them didn't move very fast, like that I was surprised on, like Nevada County area. Like I thought for sure they
lost there.
Yeah, I figured that they would have moved really fast, and it was just like they didn't. They dragged their feet on it. And it was like, man, you've missed out of years of tax benefits that you guys could have had because you had such an established community already up here. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's crazy how all that regulation stuff works.
Yeah. And some of them is like you had to be there at that time. So like the timing had to be absolutely perfect because they would open the window. How many, like when you would compete for a license, because say a city would open and they would be like, oh, we only are going to open 3 dispensaries. How many people were applying to these?
About 46 to 56 people per application round.
Yeah.
I used to have a theme song. It was every other city I go, I see them same hoes. We're all just flocking from city council member to city council member. You know, like.
You kind of just went through that with Woodland, right? Because you guys were the first to open up there, right?
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you had to be like first in line, I'm sure, to have gotten that.
You were working on that one for
Oh
years.
man, my business partner Laura Mendes is working on that for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really hard about it. I grew up in Woodland, so yeah, like it sucked that they took. That's another city that could have benefited for so long.
Yeah.
And now there's like 5 there or something. It's like, whoa, like I don't think we need all of these. Like,
Yeah, there's like one on my street. I'm like, what the fuck? Go find your own street.
Go somewhere else.
Exactly.
you're all standing on the corner looking at them.
I'm gonna send Charles over there.
Yeah, exactly. He just blocks people going in. Go to Woodland. Go to Woodland. Yeah.
Down the road. Yeah,
exactly.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Playing like a little flute or something. Wearing a Zelda cape.
Yeah. You probably get a lot of people to follow him. They're like, we don't know where we're going. We're just following the
A green Zelda cape and a flute.
I will lead you to the weed.
Yes.
Stay over here.
That's funny. So you have all these dispensaries, like, and real estate. Like, how do you manage all of that yourself, like personally? Like,
With God.
Okay.
Yeah.
God's blessing.
God's blessings. Well, that's always my prayer for everything. Like the other day, Mindy found this house she wanted. And I was like, God, if it's your will, if you see Mindy going to be happy and successful and safe here, open all doors.
Yeah.
And that's what I say with everything. So not every city we go into, we win, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I always say, let God's will be done. And if it's his will, doors will open. If it's not, they'll shut, and I'll keep moving.
Yeah.
Kind of takes the control because you can like obsess over it over and over and over again. Like, is it going to happen or whatever? But
That's what I do with Neo here.
Yeah.
He's been supposed to have been here since the first quarter of 2026. And so, every once in a while I obsess over it and I get online. I start looking at other robots and I'm like, ooh, you could be here sooner. Fuck, I got to wait on Neo.
You never know what if you get that other robot and then it's the same thing that happens. They say it's going to be here a certain time, and then it's not, and then you're waiting on 2 robots, and then you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
At that point.
Yeah. You just got to stay strong.
Yeah. Keep pushing forward.
I mean, doing something, and working on it for 15 years, 5 years, that takes commitment.
It
That
does.
takes a lot of dedication to be able to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, not only have we been successful with stores, but we were successful with 2 outdoor farms. Mm-hmm. And, with your Camilla, mm-hmm. I was so thankful to be on your team there and learn so much of what made that work and made that tick. And
just to understand the distribution, manufacturing, cultivation, and retail, like understand everything.
Exactly, the full circle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's it like being a mentor for you? You've mentioned that. She's mentioned that. Like, what's it like being a mentor for you? What does it
Mindy
mean to
says
you?
I'm her mentor.
Well, even ChatGPT said that you're a verified mentor. So,
But did you ask Gemini?
no, I didn't. I'm loyal to Chad.
All right. Fair enough. So let's see, a mentor. I think it just means like sharing your experience with people, sharing your knowledge with people, leading people in a better direction so they don't have to make as many mistakes as I made, you know. Telling people don't make those mistakes. Like don't reinvent that wheel. This wheel's rolling fine. Like
Have you had people not listen to you and then you've had to be
of
like,
course.
oh,
I got 5 kids. Come on. I got people not listening to me every day of my life.
are your kids older?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Do they work in cannabis as well?
No.
Oh, separate. Okay.
Yeah.
What do they all do?
I got one that works at the state. I got one that works at Google. I got 3 in college.
Wow. Raising 5 kids and running all these. You must do you have 5 batteries? Is that how
Yes, that's the lucky number.
Deanna only needs to sleep like 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah.
You have to be a robot.
I hope.
Maybe that's why you're so attracted to them is that you're like, these are my people. Come to me.
I have 2 sets of people. Actually, let me tell you about my other set of people.
Yeah.
They're the mer people.
The other mermaids.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Can we talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, I love me the mer people. I
Okay.
believe that
What's a mer people?
the mermaid lady and the mermaid man are the mer people.
Oh, okay.
And they live in the deepest part of the
Like
ocean.
Aquaman kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, isn't
okay.
he? Yes.
Yeah. Funny story about him is that he rides Harleys, right? He's a big Harley rider. And there's this gentleman that comes to this motorcycle swap meet that I do that builds bikes with him. And like my mom is like obsessed with him. And so she's always like, I hope someday he brings him. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Mom, you would like my mom would probably pass out if she actually saw him. But she's always like praying to God that like he'll bring him one time. But yeah, Aquaman. But the people of like, I don't know what their little village is called, but like that kind of idea, basically.
My nephew is a paparazzi in Los Angeles. And,
Wow.
and he takes pictures of Aquaman every once in a while rolling down the
Sends
street
them
on
to
his
you.
Harley.
It's like, saw your man.
All your
Tell your
people.
mom is closer. We know where he is.
Yeah. He's such a cool guy too, because I've listened to podcasts with him on there, and he's like such a cool guy. He's like such a genuine person, you know. So it's like it's nice that there's hot celebrities out there that are just nice, genuine people, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So mer people. So you have a belief in the mer people, and what do they do for the world?
I don't know what they do for the world. I just believe that at one time that they really did exist and that they really had their own society. I don't know with all the years that we've evolved if they're still there or not. But I do believe that at one point they were on this earth and they were a species.
I mean, I think it's totally possible. I mean, they just released that there's like 4 known alien species, so I'm sure there's tons of stuff in the ocean that we don't know about.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I think the ocean's deep, like 3 times the depth of like Everest or something crazy like
we
that.
could pretend that we know what's down there, but there's
do not.
absolutely no way. Just like the Earth's core, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of be like, oh yeah, this is what it is, but like no one's actually been able to kind of see that or understand or know. And so I think that there's just things that we gotta realize that the universe doesn't necessarily revolve around humans, and there's a lot more us out there. But I've known Deanna was a mermaid since I met her. Or part of that
maybe,
tribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always felt like an alien, so
Yeah.
I don't think that's out of the realm. Maybe you descend from them, like you're like the evolved version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be. Could be.
somewhere, some linkage is it's there.
I love it, honestly. Let's see. We got some more questions for you
Okay, lay them on.
that aren't yeah.
We'll chat up the answers.
What's one business book everybody should read?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. So I like this one called How to Make Friends and Influence People.
Oh, we hear this a lot, yeah.
I think that making friends and influencing people mentoring, just takes you so far. It's not always what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
And I think that if you make the right friends, they could change your life, you know, for the worse or for the better.
That's so true. Yeah.
You know, make the right friends, influence the right people, and it takes you a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my life would be a lot different if I hadn't met. I mean, even you, Jax, you wouldn't have this podcast, and you know, Deanna wouldn't be my business partner, and Kim and everybody. Like, my life would probably be very different, or you know, just a lot more work, because I do think, you know, I do learn from everybody, and you can really kind of like gain confidence. You know, you can understand how to do things, and then believe, because I think that people can do anything, but it's just like their belief in themselves. So
Exactly.
and there's a lot of fear, and if you know the risks and you're like, okay, well, you know, I understand how risky this is versus not, it gives you the ability to be able to do it. But you just have to know. And so you have to find people that know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to find people with experience in what you want to know, so that way they can teach you what they already know, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel for every great business idea you come up with. The wheel's already rolling. Just catch up to it and learn how it stays balanced.
Where's a good place to find people? Like, if you're wanting to find and create, you know, so you don't have a group or a team, what is the kind of better places and better ways to be able to do that?
Socializing. I found Kimberly, my mentor, at a normal meeting. It was a Halloween party. I was dressed as Queen of Denial. And she was dressed as a cannabis farmer. I was like, fuck, I got all dressed up to come here, spent $70 on this outfit, and she just came as is. Like, that's me. You know, she had some weed leaves sticking out of her clothes. I was like, that was me before I took a shower.
You have to take a shower.
What the hell? You know, just go to events. Like, if you want to learn how to play magic cards, you go to a magic store and go to their events. If you want to learn about cannabis, you go to SheSellsWeed events, Chamber of Commerce events for cannabis. Like, it's just all whatever you want to learn. You submerge yourself in that so you can learn. You'll be a sponge of learning.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think just like lowering your ego when you go to those events and realize like
humbleness.
It's okay to not know everything. And the more that you actually convey to people that you don't know something, the more willing they are to share with you. Because I think most people assume, like, we meet people at cannabis events, they all know about weed. But occasionally you'll come across that person, you're like, oh, you're new. Like, you're super new. Like, let's get you the education you need and get you with the people you need to be with. Because
do you know you have an endocannabinoid system?
yeah. And they're like, no. And I'm like,
your dog has one too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Isn't that why cats and horses can't take raw cannabis? Is that they don't have like the endocannabinoid system?
How's that for them? Is that true?
Well, I've read that. Yeah, like cats and horses, their bodies don't have it, so they can't like metabolize it the same, and it can make them sick. So all the cats and horse stuff is THCA, like non-activated, non-psychoactive stuff.
I raise pigs on my farm, and my pigs love to eat cannabis.
Yeah, but it's like raw, right?
Yeah, raw cannabis.
Well,
unless they find a roach, and then, you know, they eat that too.
The pigs are kind of weird. I don't know anything about them. I just know horses and cats.
Okay. Pigs might have an endocannabinoid.
Pigs are crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Pigs are, we don't need to talk about I don't know.
Deanna's also a farmer.
I have weird beliefs about like certain animals. Like if they have like a certain intelligence level, like I don't necessarily like to eat them. Like I don't like to eat octopuses because of that. Like
my goodness.
Yeah, yes. Like if you've ever watched like a documentary about octopus, I'm like, nope. They're
too intelligent.
They're way too intelligent. Like for us to be just.
They could even be aliens.
They could be some alien species because they are super duper smart. I mean, even like the guys that like have them as like pet aquarium ones, like they know when they're home. They like greet them. Like it's like a whole living thing. I think, you know, it's like dogs. Like we don't eat dogs like because they have a really high intelligence level. Like why are we eating? Pigs are the same way. They have a really high intelligence level. So it's like
I don't eat pig either.
Yeah, I don't because that's why is because of that is because I just don't like that. So I'm like I don't eat intelligent beings. I don't. I'll eat the dumb ones. Like
I eat fish.
Yeah, I don't fish.
If I can catch them, cows.
Yeah, cows are pretty dumb. You know, goats are pretty dumb. Like chickens. I mean, you know, everybody knows a chicken. That's just not. That's why it's always crossing the road, you see. It doesn't know to stay out of the road. What's one woman who inspires you that's not Kim? Because I feel like that's an easy answer for you.
Mindy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Mindy inspires me all the time. Every time I talk to her, she like just boosts my thinking level of what is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I get the same from Mindy. I was just telling her last week that I was like, you're an incredible person in all the things you do. Like,
Yeah,
and
she's
it's
so
very
next level
cool to witness
with everything
Yeah.
she does. So next level.
Yeah,
it's not never standard. It's
Yeah.
always very extreme and wonderful.
Put the spotlight on Mindy right now.
I'm blushing, ladies.
All right. Are you an indica or a sativa girl?
Oh, funny story.
Okay.
So I always was an indica lady,
Yeah.
but I yawned all the time, and I felt like that was really unprofessional. That I always seemed tired and sleepy.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, maybe indica's the reason why I need 2 naps a day, and
Yeah.
mostly at stoplights, you know. So I was like, maybe this isn't working out for me after all. So then I switched to sativa.
Mm-hmm.
But then at that time I was running 2 stores, and I come to find out my staff was like, are you smoking a sativa? Because you're being really bossy and really mean. So then I was like, damn. So come to find out, when I smoke sativa, I become bossy and mean.
Yeah.
And when I smoke indica, I become lazy. So
God.
I have to do a hybrid sativa.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it takes the edge off, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm not so bitchy and pushy, you know, not so mother of 5. But yet, just cool. Just
Funny
cool.
that sativa makes you grouchy.
I don't think it makes me grouchy. I think it makes me have high expectations and no patience.
Yeah. Okay. And
Because you're like,
why
you know
are
your
doing this?
mind is working. You're like, I know this is the way that it needs to go.
And I know how fast this should be done and how
Yeah.
clean this should be. And
Yeah. But also, I mean, like, just talking about running a crew, right? Like, it can be really difficult because nobody is going to do it the way that you would do it. And so it's very hard if you... It all makes sense now.
Whoever works at anybody who works at Deanna's place, you better watch out. These humanoids are coming.
they don't call out. They don't come in late. They don't come back from break too stoned.
All right. Next question. Looking back, what's your most proud moment?
Oh God, I have so many. So I had my first child when I just turned 17 years old. So she was like my very first, very, very proud moment.
Yeah.
You know, I created this human being who was just like fabulous.
Yeah.
And then I kept doing it. So I mastered that.
You got a lot of
really
practice.
good.
I got really good at that. And then in 1996, the city of Sacramento had dispensaries, and I didn't get one because I was a mother, and my husband was like, you can have a cannabis store when the city really says you can have a cannabis store.
Okay.
And I was like, but everybody has them. And he was like, no, you need a license. You know, you need real city permission. So I couldn't have one forever, but in my mind, I knew exactly the neighborhood I wanted to be in. I knew my clientele. I knew everything about the store. And then Mindy won the City of Sacramento dispensary.
Oh, okay.
And when we opened on Southland Park Drive and Florin Road, my actual location in my brain was right on the other side of the freeway.
Oh, wow.
In that shopping center with Marshalls.
Nugget and everything. Yeah,
was
yeah.
right there. Like that, I used to sit
You
there.
like to put stores next to Nugget, don't you?
Yeah. And I was like, this is going to be my location someday, you know, when this man finally's not. But Mindy won one, and we got a license, and we got the city approval. We had a ribbon cutting ceremony and all.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it was just right over. And just seeing like that, for, you know, coming to
Your vision
fruition,
came to
my
life.
yeah, and I was like, oh my God, like, you know, and that was like my 9th store I opened up. But that one just hit so much different.
Yeah.
Because that one I had been planning for
You've
so
been
long.
visioning it for so
Yeah.
long.
See,
Yeah.
Deanna, don't give up. From
I don't give
1999.
Neither one of you do. Neither one of you do.
1996 to
Yeah.
2003 was when it
Is when it happened.
No,
Yeah.
2023 is when it actually opened. That's a long time.
It was, and it was well worth it.
Yeah.
I'm glad Deanna found. So Deanna you find the buildings, like that's your specialty because of your real estate background.
Yeah.
I don't even know how she found this building. It wasn't even, there were still people in it that were
She's got
running
that
their
insider.
businesses.
That's why the military people have the insight.
like,
They know about stuff going on before people even know what's going on. Like when it comes to real estate,
Yeah,
So,
that's if you need a good realtor, hit me up.
We'll leave her information in the caption below.
There you go. I do think that location is part of a big reason why, we are successful. And that's one thing that I learned. And, you'll hear that often when it comes to business. They're like, location, location, location. But it really does make a difference between how much revenue, what the neighborhood looks like, and the people that come into your store. So.
Yeah, how convenient you are, too.
Yeah.
Super convenient right there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people just sit there in traffic all day staring at your store. It's like, they're just like, fuck it, I'm going to the weed store, because it's gnarly traffic right there. So, but
and now with the new DEA registration, we'll be able to advertise on
I-5. Oh my god!
So, hey.
That's gonna be really exciting. That's
Schedule
super exciting.
3.
Yeah.
Schedule 3.
That's really exciting. So I guess my last question for you today is, what's a message you'd like to leave with women who are thinking about entering the cannabis industry?
Don't do it. That's for women or men. Fuck this industry.
Go into robots.
Or do you have some word wise
have a good team
for those?
Teamwork makes the dream work. It's all about the team. Your team has to be there. It has to be strong.
Yeah.
And you can do anything, any business, any industry with a great team.
Yeah. So you think mentorship and building a good team is a way to be successful?
It's the only way to be successful.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And
well, go ahead. Sorry, Mindy.
Oh, and ask our women in weed a question.
Yes, please do.
So, what does it mean for you to be a woman in weed?
I'm rare. I'm very rare. You don't see a lot of us.
Yeah.
When I go to any conference or event, I always try to bring another woman with me because there's not going to be very many of us.
Yeah.
If it's a 40 room person, there's going to be 2 of us.
Yeah. And you're at a really high level in the industry, I would have to say too. Like,
Thank you.
I think that there's a lot of women that work in I don't want to say lower, that's not the right word, but more integrated into companies. I see a lot of women working for other companies, but there's not a lot of women that are like you, where you're literally a standalone person who is getting even invited to these level of events, because you said there's only 40 people there. Like, they're not inviting just everybody. And so the fact that you even get that and that you're there, like, I think that is so fucking cool, and that I'm glad that you bring another woman with you and
always
and just show that presence, because women are coming. They are coming, and they're going to be taking over those spaces slowly but surely. And there's a lot of young women that are coming up in this world, and they're looking to people like yourself, like Mindy, and they're gonna be powerhouses because they get taught by you guys and all your experiences. So it's like the younger generation is going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure.
For sure. I mean, the first business to register on the NASDAQ in America for cannabis is led by a woman.
Yep. See? That's crazy.
Her name's Kim, too.
Yeah.
Something about these powerful Kims in cannabis.
Wasn't there a cartoon about that Kim Impossible or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah.
She had a little mole rat. But, for sure, she was the first woman to go on the S&P with a cannabis.
That's incredible.
Business, and it was woman-owned, woman CEO, woman.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I'll have to do some research on that. That's
yeah,
really
we'll
cool.
have to look.
I believe it's like Caraleaf or Curaleaf,
yeah.
something like that.
Okay, I'll have to look
I bought
into
stock in it, but I'm,
You're doing so well in other areas.
Right. Got to support the women.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to support the women, and that's something, like you said, the women are coming. We got to support them. We got to let them know that they're welcomed, and just if you see another lady somewhere, smile at her, be friendly with her, because we need to welcome them.
Yeah, listen to She Sells Weed because, I mean,
Yeah.
we're the
Yeah.
spot to find it, you know?
Yeah.
You want to know about all the women in the industry and how to contact them, you know, listening to this show is a way to do that. So make sure to share it, everybody.
Yeah.
Share.
We love seeing your manifestations come to life as you have throughout the years and all the positive and beautiful things that it brings. So your manifestation for the future and what we can see from you, right, is your brand with your robot. So you'll be in dispensaries once your Neo Charles comes and
Yes, and I'm hoping that all these great relationships I made over all this time will carry my brand.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. What's it going to be called?
You know, I keep going back and forth with that.
Okay.
So I had a couple different ideas, but I don't think the state would let them run because they got these crazy mind thought that everything attracts children.
Yeah.
I don't know, but so still working on that, still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But I do like Puff Puff Pass
That's a fun name.
as like my brand name,
Yeah.
and then somehow Humanoid, you know, mix in there.
Incorporated.
Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see it
Thank
when
you.
it comes.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully you both will carry my brand. No
Yeah, of
pressure, no
course.
spotlight. I'll give you samples.
As long as you give us those promos. Well, it's been such a pleasure having you on the show, and thank you for joining us today. And we're going to jump into the post-show sesh with everybody, so make sure to join us over there. But thank you so much, Deanna.
Thanks, Deanna, for being on the show.
Oh, I got one more thing
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
So I went the other day to Best Buy, and I bought these AI glasses.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got these AI glasses, and then I got this wristband.
Okay.
And this wristband, like you could sign your name with the wristband. You
Weird.
could like go through windows, you know.
So it shows
Can
like a
you see
screen?
it on
Yeah, so
the
I could see
glasses?
it. It's like a little square right here.
That's crazy.
And it can record anytime, and it has voice. Oh, see, it's recording now because I said that. It's play Spotify in my ear. So,
Wow.
you know, just the wave of the future. I love
They make
it.
you look really smart.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you, thank you. $1,000. They better do something for me.
Well, we love learning from you
Yeah.
and all the new things. So
Thank you.
keep researching, keep learning, and take us into the future, Deanna, because
Yeah,
you're riding the wave.
I am riding the wave. I love it. Technology's where it's at.
Yeah.
AI's where it's at.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Quantum.
Well, thank you to everybody who listened to this episode or watched us on YouTube. We really appreciate your support. Make sure to check out our Patreon. It's only $2.99 a month, and you get access to all of our post-show and special content that we put on there. It also supports the channel and helps us build a community. And thank you, Mindy, so much for being a part of our wonderful show that we have together. I appreciate you driving with me to do the grow tours and coming out here every Monday. And
Yeah, we take
Thank
this
you.
on the road
that's
over
right.
here.
We be driving. So, and thank you again, Deanna, for being on the show. And what's your social media so people could find you?
HomebotLife.ai.
Okay. Is that on all social platforms?
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. We'll
Yeah.
tag it below. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Bye.